Who is this? Billy Graham, that's right. And we have this picture, as part of our presentation this season, because we want people in churches to adjust their expectations when it comes to the message they're about to receive. Billy Graham reminds us that there's good preaching out there somewhere, but you will not receive it from us. We're just camp people. We're just here to come and really get you guys excited about what God is doing through the ministry of Ness Bible Camp. But it's not like deep exegesis, especially sitting under the pulpit ministry of Pastor Micah. You're come here hungry, and then you're going to walk home with some notes and everything. Probably not today. But that's okay. It's okay, right? There's like different speeds, and we do this differently. It's just a joke that I'm realizing sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. And tonight it doesn't. That's completely okay. Let's try to recover from here. How about that? We want to let you know what we are seeing happening at camp and in the community, and encourage you with some stories, and also give you an opportunity to kind of, look at it through the filter of God's Word, which is really, really important. Obviously, it's fundamental for us. So next slide is a slide of our team, I believe, our staff team. So you will not be able to read any of this. So don't feel like, am I supposed to be able to read this? No, that's why there's like a big arrow that says, come and see us after the service. We'll be in the lobby, and you can have a picture of this or a copy of this that you can put on your fridge or in a billboard somewhere in your home as a reminder to pray with us and really keep us as a team on your mind and your heart. Some members of our team are part of this church family as well. I'm not the only one. I'm the least important of them. There's Brandy right there. Hey, Brandy. Brandy makes many things happen at camp. Is really awesome. And also the Tycrobes are here, so William is one of our maintenance assistants. There's also former staff members that are part of this gathering today, and also this church family. There's Joel that was involved at camp for a number of years. Many of you maybe have served in, maybe as camp cabin leaders or in different roles. Some future summer teamers are here as well for this season. That's pretty cool. Thank you guys, and so on. So, there's lots and lots of people that are involved in making camp what it is right now. Our team is massive because we are not just a summer camp. We have a unique opportunity in this region. The way that we're positioned to serve the local church and the local community, and to partner with schools and to partner with different churches and different groups, we run. And we are so thankful for the variety of opportunities that we have that necessitates a team of wonderful human beings that love Jesus and want to see the gospel just move forward and continue to grow and transform lives in this community through the ministry of camp. So, lots going on. All right, the next slide is a picture of an even bigger team. So, let's go. Yeah, there we go. See, it works. So this is our summer team from last year. Or to be honest with you, it is part of our summer team from last year. Last year, it took about 140 people all together to offer this great gospel-centered experience for kids and families. And if you look at this, you see people you recognize and so on. And it takes a village, as they say. But this is a reminder that we are actively right now building our summer team. For the past 2 years, we've been blessed. And this is a cool story that we like to share right now, is we've received a donation, a very, very generous donation from the same individual who said, you know what, I want to make sure that the people that come out and serve as part of your summer team feel encouraged and know that what they do matters. And I want to give them $40,000 to be dispersed within your summer team. So it goes through the camp and directly into the hands of those who give out or give their summer, or could make money, a lot more money doing something else during the summer but show up because they care about what camp stands for and the impact that it's having in the community. And it's really, really encouraging. So that's a cool story that I want to share. Another thing that we're doing right now, again this year, is we've partnered with Fort George Baptist Church to send kids from Ness and Van Bien communities to camp for free. So we want to be able to offer camp for free or make it as accessible as possible for as many families in those two communities this year. And kind of this initiatives, it kind of travels a little bit. So we kind of target an area year after year after year. And then this year, those were the communities that we felt we wanted to make camp affordable or accessible to. So to help raise the money, we wanted to work with some community groups that were outside the church as well. Groups that we knew could help spread the word as we struggled to get the news to families in those communities. It was a challenge. It was like, okay, we have this on our heart. How are we going to get the word out? So as you look on the poster, you're going to see some very interesting logos, right? It changed from being the church or Fort George Baptist Church wants to send kids to camp, to being McDonald's, Canadian Tire, local news outlets, and so on, and a quiet donor who's quiet but very, very generous, want to send you to camp. And we raised, and through this initiative alone, enough money was raised to send 70 children to camp for free. So to make it 100% free for 70 kids to be able to go. And that's really encouraging. So that was the initial plan. That was the initial plan that we had. Who actually was able to see, like, for a minute, when you went to McDonald's, if you take it to the next slide, our partnership with McDonald's, this is my friend Dave. I don't know if you know Dave. Dave is my friend, and I happen to work with Dave as well. There's a few things you need to know about Dave. First off, he loves Jesus. Second, he is very, very generous, and him and his wife have like 7 kids, and they love stuff. But also, Dave eats way too much McDonald's. Like I don't understand how this man is so skinny. His metabolism is like they need to study a guy. But anyway, he spends a lot of time at McDonald's, and because he spends a lot of time at McDonald's, and he's also like one of those guys like, who are you? Like, why? You want to know about him. So the owners of the franchises of McDonald's here in town got to know the guy, and then now it created this very, very cool partnership where they now really care about what camp does in this community, and they want to support it. So for a hot minute, when you went to McDonald's and you ordered something, they said, do you want to supersize that? No, they didn't say that. They said, do you want camp with that? Do you want to send kids to camp with your order? And people said, yeah, sure, absolutely. I'll send kids to camp. And it raised $7,500. So every, I'll give 25 cents. Yeah, I'll give. That's really, really encouraging. So, and Dave is adequately excited about this. And yeah, it's really fun. So that was one thing that happened. The other thing that happened is, the way that we wanted to hand out the registrations, those free registrations, because we have different funds and whatnot, and we have a system in place where we handed out registrations, and we make that, we wanted to spread the word and tell families, like, you can send your kids for free, come and get a registration code. So that was the system. We scheduled a day at a church, at Fort George Baptist Church, so that people could come and then get to know the local church as well and receive the code to send their kids to camp for free. So that's how kind of it's set up, right? It's meeting the pastors, talking with church members, and making a real connection. So that day happened. And there's different things that happened on that day. So one of the local radio stations said, you know what we're going to do today? We're going to go and do a live on location at Fort George Baptist Church. So they set up a booth in the lobby, and Brandy was there on that day and kind of doing like the overseeing the whole registration and so on. So the church was there, and then Dave was there for a minute too, and then kind of interacting with the local news station. And then they interviewed this one kid who was like had just received, and she's laughing because she knows what's coming. Uh, they had just received a camp registration, and walks out with his mom, and then the DJ grabs the kid and says, "Hey man, we're gonna go on air. Are you ready?" It's like, "Yeah, sure." It's like, "Hey, are you excited about going to camp?" Yeah, I'm excited about going to camp. That sounds great. "Hey, do you want us to play a song?" It's like, yeah, that'd be great. What do you want to hear?" It's like, Marilyn Manson. And Dave is standing there with the kid, and the look on the local DJ is like, "What do I do?" It's like, what is happening? So it's like, dude, you do you. Dave was like, "Nah, that sounds like an ish you, not an ish me." So it's like, okay, well, here you go, buddy. So plays the song, and then comes to Dave after. It was like, I didn't know what to do. It was like, that's interesting. Like, you didn't know what to do. So they had like a very, very interesting connection and conversation in that moment. That was not part of our plan for that day. That was not on the bingo card that day. But it went down. So we wanted to sign up kids. We wanted to offer kids an opportunity to sign up for camp that otherwise would not experience the gospel and also would not have any other church connection. So we ended up being supported by big local recognized businesses that marketed the initiative and got the word out to thousands of folks about camp and the need that families have to make it accessible. It's really, really interesting. That was not part of our plan. The moment that we thought we had a plan, we're starting to understand it, no, it changed. The little pieces that were starting to happen, like, made us understand that there were just fragments coming together. There was something else at play this season, because it was not going the way that we had anticipated. Honestly, we were a bit discouraged after the day, because year-to-year comparisons, that day was different for us. Because last year, so previous year, we were partnering with a community in the Heart area, in the Heart region. And we did like the same system. We're going to hand out camp registrations on the one day and everything. And the way it worked out on that day last year was very different. Cars lined up. People show up early. And like most of the registrations, if not all, did all of them go out? All of them go out, like were handed out on the one day. And we were like, praise God. That was awesome. We still have registrations available for those families in the communities of Van Bien and Ness. So it did not go as we were anticipating, but there's something else that's going on. There's something else at play, which is really interesting. See, on top of that, on top of what we have available for communities from Ness and Van Bien, we see that there's community groups outside of this region. So one in the Robson Valley. So Robson Valley Youth for Christ is sending 20 kids to camp this summer, just on their own. Think about it. Think about the impact. You say 20 kids, that's cool. 20 kids, like 20 families in Prince George, that's awesome. 20 families in the Robson Valley is the Robson Valley. Like, it's a massive impact. That's really interesting, and it's someone that just knew that was like interacted with or contacted us, and then is kind of really believes in what camp can offer as far as an experience for kids, and sees values in that, and say, you know what, I would love to offer that to kids in our region, and contacted us, and we just said, yeah, absolutely. Tell us what you need, and we're there. And they were able to sign up 20 families, which is awesome. There's also a Quinnell church that heard about the community sponsorship and is now making connections in their community by handing out sponsorships to their neighbors. So it's a micro church that kind of breaks that. They gather on Sunday morning and whatnot, but their model is very much like the church living in community, or living out its mission in community, kind of dispersed into the community. And what they're doing is that they're just prayerfully considering and looking around their neighborhoods and going like, who could use this? And then they're initiating conversations directly with those families, going like, hey, would your kids be interested in going to camp? And they're saying, yeah, that'd be great, but we can't afford it. We know, and we'll cover it. And so we're seeing all these initiatives are happening that were not part of our plan. So there's something going on. There's something bigger at play, and that's what we're realizing. As a staff, we meet once a week, and we talk over, like, we take our bucket back to the well of our culture and our values, and we kind of try to catch a glimpse of what God is doing in the big picture of things, or from a big picture perspective. And a question that we ask is, what went well and what was missed? And the week after we handed out the registrations, like, what went well? We handed out registrations. What was missed? The whole point. The whole point was missed. Like, nobody, like, very few families actually came and got the free registration. So in that moment, we were discouraged. Because that's what we thought, because we thought we had a plan. But we didn't know what God was actually doing in and around it. It reminds me, like, as we are processing things, there's this verse in Proverbs that says, many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. So we planned to hand out free camps and thought that that was the peak. That was the ultimate version of that plan. His purpose was to use those free camps to engage thousands of families and invite them to help others. That was God's plan. Our plan was like, we want to see these families from this location get as many camps as possible. But it was actually much bigger than that. We could not have planned such a great way to get the word out and to see all kids, or kids from all other regions and from the north have opportunity to come to camp this year. As we process this reality, I want to look at it through the lens of a very important passage from the book of Isaiah. It is a moment that was preserved through history for us to receive and for us to be encouraged by, but at the time was delivered to a very specific group for a very specific reason. So we'll read together, it'll be on the slide. It's Isaiah 55, verses 8 and 9. And it says this, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, and neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So when this was written, other gods were being worshipped in the kingdom of Judah, including, like, Jerusalem, and they had been defeated, captured, and taken away because they stopped following the one God's true instructions. They got distracted. They're starting looking at other places for hope and for meaning. So they were now, again, they had been defeated, captured, and taken away. So what were they distracted by? They were distracted by other gods or other sources of what they thought was going to give meaning to their life, but that was not the ultimate God, and really had no ultimate power and no ultimate sense of direction for them. And so they kept going from, like, okay, well, we think we understand what you're doing, but it seems like this thing is better, so we're going to follow this for a bit. And then they would follow another thing for a bit, another thing. And then God said, stop. I'm going to bring you back to what it is that I have planned for you. But in the process, it's not going to make sense at first, but you'll see. You're just going to have to trust me. So God, in this passage, is reminding Israel, is reminding his nation, his people, that his ways are not our ways. His plans are beyond our plans. God is not like us or limited by us. Unlike the plans and other things that we so badly want to worship, he is good. He is actually better. His thoughts, his plans are for good. They're not easy, they're not simple, they're not always understood, but they're good. And it's a goodness that we can trust because his ways are not our ways. They're better. And if we follow our ways, if we follow what we think is right, really we're going to end up in trouble. And as an organization, as a ministry in this region, it's a very important lesson for us to continue to learn and to continue to reflect on so that we will stay the course and we will know that by his grace and for his glory, we will continue to be in step with him and not in step with what we think is right and what we think is the right plan. So that's a very important lesson that we're processing right now. I'm going to skip a bunch of stuff. I'm going to jump right now into, if you want to go to the slide that just says Nestle Bible Camp, or you can leave that passage on there for people to reflect about. That's really important. But, I mean, the big summary, the big picture thing that really we want to, in this section, that we want us to continue to share with you guys as we process, is that we pray, we make plans, we hopefully by God's grace we're faithful to do the work, but in the end God does what he wants and uses our efforts in ways that we probably will never see coming, and for his glory, not for ours, and we have to be okay with that. That's for sure. So what do we do with that? So how does that reality then instruct how we will go about like stepping into this coming season, which is a very, very dynamic season of ministry for us? A few numbers for you guys. We have currently 1,300 campers registered. So 1,300 kids registered across all the camps that we offer in the coming season are registered. Last year we had 1,505 campers total for the entire summer. So we are on track to have as many, if not more, campers registered for this coming summer, which is awesome. So where does camp fit in the big picture of how God is building his kingdom in this region? The camp is a tool. Okay, the camp is a tool. It's a tool that's available for the local church, and not the local church as an organization, but the saints gathered in community in this region. Okay, for you guys as a family, as primary, for us as families, like as primary disciple makers in this region, we have a tool available to us that's called Nestle Bible Camp. That's it. It's not the primary source of how kids receive and experience the gospel. That happens in our homes. But if we want to kind of, put a little bit of a turbo boost on it and on their faith and kind of help them kind of catch a bigger picture or see it from a different angle, the camp is available as a tool for us to use, and also for us to invite the community into, and to give an opportunity for some of our kids, young, and then as they get older, to get into the mission, right? Kids get a chance to invite their friends, some of them Christians, some of them not, to come to camp with them. Say, hey, why don't you come to camp with me? And that's an opportunity for them to get in the game, to get missional. And that's awesome. And also, as people go into kind of through adolescence and then young adulthood, then there's an opportunity for them to also get in a game and serve, and then kind of discover their gifts and really get involved. And it's awesome. It's a great opportunity. So, but it is one opportunity. It is one tool. There's other tools and opportunities out there. There's youth groups and youth ministries, and there's Youth for Christ, and then there's churches that run VBS and everything. It's not the be-all, end-all. Camp is not, this most amazing, one-of-a-kind thing. It is one opportunity, okay? But let's consider its impact. Let's consider the impact of camp. Can I get a super-duper helper? Super-duper helper. Come on, go on once. Twice? Somebody? Oh, Darcy. Let's go, Darcy. I love that. I love that for you. Okay, you ready? Oh, wait. I'm going to go the right way. Let's spin it and reverse it. Okay, let's go. Okay. Yeah, you go. Oh, you do your thing. Wait, let me see where we're at. Oh, we're so close. I need you know what? We're going to do this. Stay right there. No, I want to stay with us. Stay with us. Don't go places. See? I've done this before. I promise. Oh, here we are. All right, what do we got? Oh, I'm so close. I'm going to keep moving. I'm moving. I'm doing the thing. Oh, here's exactly where I need to be. Okay. All right. The exact distance that I have right here is 40 and a half feet. 40 and a half feet. Okay? 40 and a half feet. If you double that, you get, 40.5 times 2. 81. Well done. Came with all their brains today. Decided, you know what? I'm bringing it all. I'm going to church. I'm bringing my entire brain. That's awesome. Thank you so much. So, 81. What might be the significance of 81? Anybody want to take a guess? Yo, the average lifespan. Where? Yeah, where? In North America or Canada, to be more precise. 81 years. Okay, 81 years is the average lifespan in Canada currently. And average means some people get more, some people get less. But average, okay? Let's talk, okay, that's what's up. Darcy, you've done amazing. You can actually, you can let it down. There you go, do your thing. Love it. Thank you. Can we give Darcy a hand, please? She did. She did it. All right. So 81 years. So, all right. So each foot represents a year. Cool. All right. We're down with this. An inch then represents, and then a quarter inch represents a week. Awesome. I love it. Okay. Let's talk about a quarter inch, which is this pen. If you like one of these pens, I can hook you up. I know a guy. You must be into collecting pens that work sometimes, though. That must be your thing. That must be your thing, okay? So, yeah, come and see me after. I'll hook you up with a pen that works sometimes. So, quarter inch, very important. A week. What is the impact of a week for a kid? Well, let's find some research to help us with that. There was a research released that's called Raising Spiritual Champions. Love that. I want me some spiritual champions. Okay, the possibility of someone embracing Jesus as his or her Savior is 32% if they have an opportunity to explore Jesus and make Jesus part of their worldview, and how they understand who they are and the world that they live in, okay, between the ages of 5 and 12. So ages of 5 and 12, okay, really important. So let's just say we give opportunities to kids in this community to come and spend a quarter inch a week, between the ages of 5 and 12. I'm going to wind this back. 19. Oh, I'm going to get to that in a bit. Those are good. All right. What's my wingspan? Everybody know? We're about to find out. What'd you say? 5 feet? Oh, you're close, brother. Yeah, he's looking at me. I was like, yeah, I'm about 5 feet. Yeah. All right. Where am I at? Oh, too long. All right. Here we go. So between the ages of 5 and 12, so that's about 5 feet. If what we hear is if we take the time, here's what the research says. It says, if you want to have a lasting influence upon the world, you must invest in people's lives. And if you want to maximize that investment, then you must invest in those people's lives while they are between the ages of 5 to 12. So most of our camps, most of those like 1,500 campers that are going to be coming out, they're going to be in that age span during that timeline. That's a great opportunity that we have, and it's an opportunity that we want to continue to have. And we want to be a good steward of. But also, we want to invite you as people to consider, like, could camp be a tool that would serve me and my parenting in this worldview that I'm hoping to see my kid develop and understand for himself and own for himself? So, or herself. Consider the impact of a 1/4 inch. So a couple 1/4 inch here and there will go a long way. If you're hoping, like if you're looking for how to make camp affordable, like we would love to help you guys. We would love to partner with you and make camp affordable for you guys if finances are a barrier for sure. That's the other thing I have here. What is this? It's delicious. That's what it is. Okay? This is also, shout out to Sebastian, who still has Halloween candy. And I know, right? That's impressive. Either he had way too much, or he just needs to understand that you just got to eat it. All right, so a Starburst. Cool fact, a Starburst is exactly 1 inch square. Isn't that awesome? Cool. Let's use a Starburst. So, 1 inch square. So, how much time is in 1 inch again? A month. All right. 12. All right, 12, 17. See? I could go 18, but I'm going to stop here. So, 12 to 17. What happens during that time? What's that? You graduate, hopefully. Yeah, you graduate. Okay. What else happens during that time from 12 to 17? What's that? You lose your mind. If you're a parent of a 12 to 17, yes. I may or may not have a little bit of experience there. Not much. I love you. And then, but what else happens if you're like 12 to 17? These are formative years. These are extremely, extremely formative years, extremely important years. And this is what we're discovering and are really, really fascinating about those years, okay? So if you're hoping to see the coming generation get excited about their faith and really get in the game and so on. There was a research, when I worked for Alpha Canada a few years ago, we partnered with the Barna research group, and then they developed a very, very interesting research in a Canadian context, North American, but Canadian context about the coming generation, which at the time was Generation Z. But Gen Z, the way that Gen Z really understands their faith is important, and is important for us to know. There's a couple of things. What the research told us is you need to spend a little bit less time trying to convince Gen Z that Jesus is who he says he is. Spend a little bit less time on that. And you go like, I don't know if you're me, but I hear that, I go like, don't love that. Spend a little bit more time demonstrating that faith in Jesus works. Spend a little bit more time proving and demonstrating that faith in Jesus works. And then understanding that Jesus is who he says he is going to be God's business. So, demonstrating that faith in Jesus works in community, and that actually it transforms lives. And there is hope in faith in Jesus that we know to be true, but we give them a chance to discover it and kind of take it for a spin around the block, is an opportunity that we have, a very, very important and significant opportunity. Because here's the stats. It's really, really important. Let's go to that graph. There's a slide with like a graph. That's part of that research. It's really, really hard to read, but I'm going to let you in on some of the information that's on there. So essentially, the information, the filter that you need to use to process this information is that only 16% of Gen Z Christians feel like they are trained in evangelism. They're trained to actually share their faith. But those that are, in that 16%, those that are, and this is what it does. When you feel trained and you feel like you have an actual grasp on your faith, and then you are part of the mission, and you're part of the way that God is building his kingdom, and you're making a difference, and you're partnering with him, this is what happens. Like all these spiritual disciplines, regular prayer, attends church and worship services, studies the Bible, listens to Christian music, which is, it is what it is. Regular quiet time, attend Sunday school, and so on. All these spiritual disciplines that are good, that shape, transform the mind, shape you into a disciple, a follower of Jesus, a disciplined disciple, and sets your life as a disciple onto a very interesting trajectory and interesting course. So training in evangelism is something that we have the privilege to be able to offer through camp. So maybe as parents, as families, you're here, maybe not in this moment, maybe beyond. If you're looking for a way for us to extend an invitation and invite either your kids or kids that you're in proximity with, nephews and nieces and uncles and neighbors and so on, that you think could make a big difference at camp, and then also could discover something and have an encounter with God in a way that they don't have access to in other aspects of their life, we would love to partner with you, and we would love to tell you more about what camp is about. Because what we're seeing and what we're hearing, and right now, by God's grace, we are very, very thankful, because we're seeing a lot of young people in this community wanting to, investing in camp, kind of seeing value in what God is doing through it, and it's shaping their thinking and shaping their life, and it's also shaping their desire. They're finding that God is transforming their desires and what they want to do with their time, what they do with their life, and they discover some of that, a version of that, only a version of it, at camp, but also in your homes as primary disciple makers. So thank you for partnering with us. There are ways to partner with us. Please pray for us as we go into this very important season of ministry over the next couple months. 2 Starbursts, delicious. Anybody wants a Starburst? Come on. Yeah? There you go, Dale. Oh, I suck at throwing, but you will overcome. I love it. Anybody else over there? My child? I don't know. Maybe no. You're like, no, I'm good. It's like, okay, I'm gonna toss. Oh yeah, but you know what? I need to reward this guy because he moved the table for me. So sorry. That's what's up. You're my child. You get my love. Come on. No, I want candy. I don't want. Anyway, I'm so thankful for what we are seeing God do in and through our ministry, and the fact that we have an opportunity to partner with you guys in this community. Come and say hi. Come and find out more about us as a family, or our ministry at camp, we have a very important piece of paper that's a how to partner with camp. Can I partner with camp? Is there anything I can do? Prayer and so on. So come and find me at the table, and then I'll gladly hook you up with that. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time. Thanks. And I made a mess, but I'll clean it up, I promise.
Let's pray. Why don't you stand? We're going to pray for Ness.